Hey guys, Hikaru here, welcoming you to Author's Note. So, I wanted to make this finale of the first of 4 planned sections of The Last Great Airbender special, and I figured the best way to do so is to make it scripted first off, and also have a bit more of a formal look. And by formal, I of course mean not showing my ugly mug and talking to the camera. Instead, I'm talking to an audio recorder on my computer. There's a big difference. Anyway, this is the quote-unquote behind the scenes for The Last Great Airbender, in that I'm going to be explaining how and why I began writing this. I've already explained in my first chapter, but I guarantee more people will click on this since it says "Notice" in bold at the bottom of the chapter. Anyway, without further ado, here it is. So, this all started on March 10th, 2015, yes, that late, when I was watching The Legend of Korra Book 3 finale, The Venom of the Red Lotus. Now, this was in no way meant to replace or make the original better, but the thought I had immediately following watching it was, wow, I wonder how they're going to deal with this, followed by, man, that was just an empty ending. I love it! Until finally I started thinking like a writer, or fanfic writer, whatever, it really doesn't matter. And then I said, how would I do this story? This gave birth to the idea of, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Zahir wasn't the only flying airbender, and they could duke it out like a Dragon Ball Z fight in the end, instead of the power of teamship and friend work winning the day? This gave rise to the idea of Yuto. I knew from the get-go that I wanted him to be able to fly, and, making up for some of the plot holes in the season itself, eventually decided to rework the rules of flying. A brief recap. Guru Lahima said that in order to achieve weightlessness, you had to let go of your earthly tethers and enter the void, empty and become wind. This was meant to be symbolized in the show by Zahir losing his only quote-unquote earthly tether in Pili after Suyin and Lin killed her with her own powers. However, in a bit of lazy writing, they didn't bother to take note that Zahir did in fact still have an earthly tether in the Red Lotus and his commitment to them. This I changed because this was at first such a glaring issue to the fact that you had to become solely devoted to one cause or tether and act on it, which both Zahir and Yuto do in the story. Now, I suppose there could be a stretch made in that by earthly tether, they really meant emotional attachment, in which case it would make sense as Zahir lost the woman he loved, and Guru Lahima became completely detached from the world itself. However, they still should have explained it better. My inclusion of the lion turtle I'll save for another time, as it really more pertains to the second part of the story, and yes, I have planned that far ahead, slightly. But trust me, I didn't just change it because I wanted to allude to the first Avatar series. Now, about the Avatar spirits, I felt that Season 2 of Korra, quite frankly, sucked, except for the beginnings, Part 1 and 2, and the final episode. I took 2 things from Season 2. 1. Avatar 1 is my new favorite Avatar, and 2. Korra lost her connection to her past lives, including Wan and Aang, and all the rest in probably the second most intense scene in the entire show. When seeing this, my first thought was, let's think about this scientifically, and soon I remembered the law of conservation of matter, that matter cannot be created nor destroyed. This fit in well with the fact that Vaatu and Rava could never truly die as they lived inside each other. Darkness can't exist without light and vice versa. The past lives and their connection to the present couldn't just die, right? So then, with the inclusion of new airbenders, I decided to make the Avatar spirits be put into the new airbenders. I always like to think that Aang went into Kai just because they're so similar. I mean, why not? Anyway, enough on that, let's get on to Yuto himself. Yuto is named that because, as I searched for a name relating to air, I found the male section of the behind the name Japanese names. Yuto, as far as I'm concerned, being uncultured in Japanese myself, means gentle or leisurely soaring, which fits well into the fact that he can fly and is an airbender. Plus, I like how it contrasts to how he really acts, kind of half Korra and half Zuko is how I envisioned him. He has a devotion to his friends and those he cares about, he joins the Avatar in his quest, and is quick to fight and stand up for himself and what he believes in, all traits of the 2 characters. In terms of his looks, I never really gave a physical description, so I kind of let the reader proxy as him if they wished, though I always imagined him looking like a mix between Kai, the same sort of skin tone and ruffled hair, and Kirito, the hair color and face shape. I always imagined him having the voice of Roxas when speaking normally, and Simone from Gurren Lagann when screaming those NOS! Or maybe Starkiller, the original one that is, when he yells no as he's blocking the Emperor's lightning in the final cutscene. God, I want to change my name to Roxas so bad. It's such a cool name, though I'm sure my potentially future girlfriend would probably call me Roxy or something like that. I don't know, I'll decide when I'm old enough. Anyway, that covers just about all I want to cover in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Hope you're looking forward to the next chapter after a 10-day long hiatus at the very least. But anyway, I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. If not, criticism is always welcome, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.